This is Professor Lystico. I'm going to show you a little bit about how to navigate the course in Blackboard. Excuse me a minute while I move my microphone closer. Okay. So this is what you see when you launch into the course. It's going to be a page approximately looking something like this. You might have the menu visible or not visible, so you might see something like this. If you see something like this, you want to see the course menu. That's your point of access to all of the other sections of the course beyond the announcements and the opening screen. So you'll want to click this little arrow. You'd be able to find it by hovering over it, or if you're using a tablet, touching this part of your screen. And then there you see how you can make the course menu. This is the course menu, this column of items right here. You can make it up here and remove it. So most of the navigation from the course will be in the course menu. When you log into the course, you'll land on my announcements. Please read them. They are my lifeline to you. It is the way that I let you know what's going on in the class, give you updates, if I give you an extension on the assignment or add extra credit or anything like that. If I notice a problem, a glitch, something wrong with the technology, it's all going to be in the announcement. So please make sure that you read them. I email most of them to you. So if you're reading them in your email, then you should be reading them. You've read them. And that's good. Just please do read them. All right. So enough about me lecturing you to please read announcements. That is where we land. If you're starting this class, then you want to start with the orientation. And you can get to everything just by going to the course menu. Anytime I say it's in the course menu, that this is what I'm talking about. This menu right here to the left of the screen. In this class, it's in light blue. So you'll see that in the course menu, we have a few sections. This top section has our announcements, our orientation, the syllabus, a quick view calendar, and information about me. So it's a good course information section. It's where you start. And you can always go back to that calendar. I recommend looking at it on a daily basis. I recommend printing it out and keeping it nearby. Next section is the learning modules, the forums, a place to submit your assignments and quizzes. So this will be where your quizzes and journals go. As well as the instructions for final presentation and your author presentation. So lots of instructions and links to submit work. The midterm exam has its own link. And then my grades. This is where you go to look at your grades. When you look at your grades, I can't show you because when I select it, you'll see that, oh, well, look at that. It actually gave me something. It used to give me nothing. So this is new. So it allows you to look at your descriptions of the grade. When things start to get graded, you will see a clickable grade if I've given you comments. So you'll be able to click on the grade to see my comments. And if the assignment has a rubric, you'll be able to view the rubric from here before you do the work so that you can try to get the best grade possible. Aim for this column on the right side. And you can also view the rubric after you've done the work, and you'll be able to see how I scored. These are the only two assignments that I use a rubric for, the two major ones. So you'll be able to go in there and find out how you did specifically. Which column did I check for you? And that helps you understand your grade. There will also be feedback in the rubric. So that's how to check your grades and how to look at rubrics before and after assignments. As I said, we'll start with the orientation. And the orientation should look something like this. You might not see the table of contents. You might not see all of these pages the same way as I do when I open this up. And I don't know exactly how to make it disappear. So I'm clicking on things and it's just, but so there we have navigating the course, which is what I'm talking about with you right now. All right, so ideally you'd be able to see this table of contents so that you can come back in at any time, and if you wanted to review something, you could come in and learn a little more about it. Maybe this writing help is something that you want to be able to come back to later in the semester, and it's right here. Otherwise, you would go through the module one page at a time. And this is your orientation. If you want to come back in later to take the orientation quiz, or if you'd like to retake it, then you can simply click on it, and there it is. When you start an assignment, remember, always remember to select Submit. After the orientation, you'll want to take a look at the syllabus. It's right here, along with highlights. And I want to show you the syllabus highlights, because in the syllabus highlights, I tell you your textbooks, I tell you a little bit about this course being a distance education course, and then I talk about my late work policy, which I do need to update a little because I've simplified it. It's the same policy as in your syllabus, the official syllabus, but there are some changes, and I will also add a quick reference for your grading section. You'll see the notice that I've revised to take away the Labor Day due date. And so whenever I make changes, you'll see them there. If you want to just see just the calendar, it's here. And you would just open that up. It opens into a new page, and you can quickly refer and see where we are. We're right here. This is what you ought to be working on right now. You can find out more about me by going into this tab. You can see where my office hours are. Just go into Gmail, send me an email, or ask me to chat. We can meet up in a different forum if you'd like, to talk a little more. If you need a little more help, we can set that up during my office hours. Just reach out to me at 4. Within 10 minutes, we can be talking, or even faster than that, we can be talking on a Meet or in Collaborate, which I'll need to set up in this class. So there will be a Collaborate link in this section right here about contacting me. So that's another way that we can meet up if you want to talk to me directly, kind of like a phone call. The learning modules are going to be the key space where your learning takes place. And I've got a little bit of information about each module here. And then you'll click on, we'll be starting with number 1, the introduction to the course. And these are the kinds of things that we'll be learning. And as we click through the course, this little line right here should make the table of contents go away. But it just kind of made a mess. And I do understand that those of you working in a tablet, that this can get a little clunky, and I do apologize for any clunkiness, and try to keep this streamlined. Just be patient until you figure out what tabs you need to touch and tap on, and what to hit to get things looking the way you need them to look on your tablet. So you'll go through each module. This is all supplementary material, and in this sense, this is introductory material, so there's nothing that supplements it. It is your introduction, but a lot of what's in the modules, I have clips that go with the reading. You can listen to the music that you'll read about in some of the chapters, more information about the artists. So here you see this learning module item should open in a new window. So for some reason it did not. So this is let's click this to launch it. And that you see that I have linked to an article that I would like for you to read. Now, if you come into this and you're like, well, I've already went to page 5 and I'm coming back at another day and I don't want to have to go through them all again, you can simply use the table of contents to start where you left off. Okay? All right, so I understand that this may not be as simple at first, but clicking on these two windows gives you different views of the page, makes the contents disappear, makes them reappear, gives you a fuller screen. And what if we want our table of contents back? You can see that they appeared down here for me, and they might appear in different places for you. So we've got maximize. We'll maximize that again. That's bigger than we want. Let's make it a little bit smaller, but we want it back. Let's put it back up in the sidebar so that moves it, and make it large again. Okay, so this is what your basic modules look like, and then if you got to the point where you were done, you could go to the second module from the first, or you can go back. So there are multiple ways to navigate in Blackboard. You can see that this is a clickable link. So I can go back to the learning modules simply by clicking here. Another way to get back to the learning modules, I'm going to click on module 2 now, and you do need to go through each of the modules. You will see that the assignments, the quizzes, everything that you need appears. Where's quiz 2? Quiz 2 is right here. This will launch your quiz. I do have an alternative to quiz 2 in case you can't get this documentary, but quiz 2 begins here. So all of your work, your forums, everything in here with the instructions and any supplemental material you would need to lead you up to the discussion or the assignment, the journal. It's all in the modules. So one way to get back to the modules would be clicking onto this. Another way would be going into the course menu and selecting it from there. Another item we have are the forums. As I said before, you can access the forums through the modules. For example, let's go into the module Forum 2. And so here I've got to Forum 2, and it's important that you look at some of the information. You can see here this handout, it actually is meant to go with Quiz 2 and also Forum 2. So you need to look in the modules for supplemental information. Here we have Forum 2. Another way to get to Forum 2 is to go directly to the forums. If you've already reviewed the module and you're coming back in to submit your late work at a later date, then this is a really good way to get in and directly find the forum. And notice that I put the worksheet you need there as well. And you create a thread, and I believe most of you have already figured out how to do that. You would create your thread, put a good subject line in, put something in there that helps your classmates understand what you're writing about, maybe intrigue them and get them to respond to you. And you would always remember to do submit. Assignments and quizzes appear in here, but as I said before, they're also linked in the modules. I just want to give you more than one way to get to a thing. So here's another way to get to them. But please remember that especially for things like the worksheets and the quizzes and the forums and pretty much everything, there is material in the modules that helps set up what we're doing in the assignments and gives you material to prepare you to do the assignments better. Your midterm exam is in here, and the link will be visible. It will not be visible when you come to look at the class right now, but it will be visible at least a week before the exam is due. And like I've already gone over your grades. This will be important later, the course evaluations, but in this bottom part, these are links that should be helpful for you. All of these could all be considered helpful resources. The course evaluation is at the end of the semester when you review my course, review my performance. How well did I do as a teacher? How well was this course set up for you? And I really appreciate your feedback at this time in the semester, but this is for later. There are many helpful resources, and I want to point some of them out to you. So I've got some basic resources. ACC computer access right now, that's not going to be so helpful for you. If you are struggling to get a computer, ACC is handing out iPads, and if you need my help getting one, please let me know. ACC Library is a wonderful resource. There are databases that you can use for research. You can stream media. It's really fabulous. Please use that one. There are tutorials galore. You do have free Microsoft access to Microsoft Office, and this includes Adobe Word. So please take advantage of that. While it says free, you pay for it in your fees. So if you're paying for it, you may as well use it. We also have some tutoring services, and there are a lot of tutoring. They're all online now, so you can access tutors through online. If you were to click on this, it's going to take you to another website, and you'll notice that I try to make them all open in a separate tab. that if I go here, the other tab is still there. So we still have this page. And you can see here how to get online tutoring. And I really do encourage you to use that to help you do better in your grammar and your sentence structure, whatever you need help with. Have a tutor help you out. Okay, so we have resources specifically for distance learning students, and right now that's pretty much all ACC students, but definitely for you, you can check this out. It also helps you understand maybe what you might need to help you prepare yourself for a distance learning course. Some just tons of resources, and then this is a section, it also appears in the orientation, but it's another section of how to do academic work, and here I include a sample MLA paper I think is really helpful, a link to EasyBib, which is a bibliography making site, how to find articles, so a lot of really good resources to help you with your research. We use Films on Demand in this class, and this helps you know how to use that resource, which we'll be using right away for the introduction, to watch the Young interview about what the humanities are. I believe I have that in this introduction. So we'll be using Films on Demand quite a bit, and this is how to figure out how to troubleshoot if you're having problems with it. And if it still doesn't work, let me know. I will help you make it work. I have started to curate information about some of the artists in the second book for this class. This is kind of unfortunate that went away, but these are all external links to artist websites, or in some cases articles about the artists. But usually it's, here we have a YouTube video. Usually it's to their professional website. Oh, that's sorry that went away. So some of these I need to check, and I mean they were working this spring and they don't anymore, so that's how fast some of these go away. So that you can get a little more information about some of these artists. Some of them are harder to find, and this is an incomplete selection. There are many artists in your book who likely have websites that I just haven't had a chance to gather. So this is just a starting point. Please look up any artist that you find interesting that is not listed here to find more information. And if you find something good, share it with me so I can add it to this section. And then we have resources. They're not all simply pandemic related, but most of them are. And so we have the EARS, the ACC Early Alert Referral System. That's for everyone. It also has COVID-specific help, but it will help you even if you're having difficulties that are not related to COVID-19. So you want to use this link if it's not COVID-19, and then this link if you have problems relating to COVID-19. We also have a student emergency fund, and it seems to be available to everyone. Online tutoring, which we already have. We have to just kind of give you two links: a tutor specifically dedicated to our discipline, and a link for academic coaching, online advising, just general things to help you out. But please note that there are links to financial support and mental health support and other types of support that are non-academic as well. So that, in a nutshell, I'm clicking on announcements again to kind of go back to our landing page. That is, in a nutshell, how to navigate this course. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.